The dollar is falling. But something far more powerful is rising in its shadow. Listen closely, because what you're about to hear isn't just another economic update. It's the sound of a shift, a quiet tremor running through the foundations of global finance. A tremor most people will ignore until it's too late. The US dollar, long seen as the world's unstoppable giant, has just slipped to a 5-week low. To the average person, it's just a small dip, a footnote on a financial chart, a tiny line moving downward. But to those who understand the cycles of money, those who study the behavior of markets during global uncertainty, this is not a footnote. This is a signal, a warning, a whisper from history itself. For decades, the dollar ruled without question. It financed wars, it controlled oil, it shaped trade, it powered the rise of nations and the collapse of others. It was the currency that seemed invincible. But nothing in history stays invincible forever. Empires rise and fall. Currencies dominate and decline. And every era has a moment when the world begins to shift its weight, ever so slowly, towards something new. Today, that shift points towards silver. Not gold, not crypto, not digital numbers on a screen, but silver, the metal of resilience, the metal of crisis, the metal that has saved entire economies during the darkest of times. Silver isn't flashy. It isn't a luxury. It doesn't decorate palaces. It builds them, it powers them, it keeps them alive. Silver is the backbone of the modern world. Solar energy, electric vehicles, semiconductors, medical technology. Every industry that defines the future depends on a metal most investors ignore, until moments like this, and now, as the dollar weakens. Silver is beginning something unstoppable, a breakout. This isn't speculation, this isn't hype. This is the same pattern that has played out again and again in the last half-century. In the mid-1970s, the dollar fell. Silver soared. In 1987, the dollar slipped. Silver surged. In 2001, the dollar weakened. Silver ignited. In 2008, when the financial system cracked, silver exploded upward. Every time the world's reserve currency has shown weakness, silver has responded with power. And now, once again, the charts are repeating the same story, a rising channel, a tightening coil, a breakout point so close that even conservative analysts can feel the pressure building beneath the surface. But this moment is different from every cycle before it. Because today, demand for silver isn't just financial. It's industrial, it's technological, it's structural. For the first time in history, the world doesn't just want silver, it needs it. Solar panel production is hitting record highs. Electric vehicles are consuming more silver than ever before. Factories in Asia, Europe, and North America are using staggering amounts of silver for electronics, batteries, and microchips. This is not optional demand. This is essential demand. And on the other side of the equation, supply is shrinking. Mines are running at full capacity, yet production is flat or declining. Silver ore is becoming harder to extract. Many of the world's richest deposits have already been exhausted. The result is a gap. A widening, dangerous gap between how much silver the world needs and how much silver the world actually has. This gap is the fuel behind the breakout. This gap is the spark behind the surge. This gap is why silver is not just rising, it is preparing to move with force. Meanwhile, as this pressure builds, the dollar is losing momentum. Central banks around the world are quietly shifting reserves. Countries are settling trade in alternative currencies. Nations are diversifying away from dollar dependence. And every move, every policy change, every silent shift reduces the dollar's grip on global power. A 5-week low may not sound dramatic, but it is the beginning of a trend. A weakening, a softening of the very foundation that global markets have relied on for generations. When the strongest currency in the world begins to bend, investors look for something that does not bend, something real, something physical, something that cannot be printed, manipulated, or inflated away. And again, that path leads to silver. The breakout beginning now isn't just technical, it's psychological. For months, investors have been waiting, watching, holding their breath. They've seen inflation refusing to die. They've seen interest rates strain economies worldwide. They've seen geopolitical tensions rising across continents. They've seen supply chains buckle and energy markets shift. They know the global financial system is entering a new phase, a phase where uncertainty is the only certainty, a phase where people return to hard assets, to the safety of the past, to the resources that have carried civilizations through crisis after crisis. Silver is entering that phase now. The breakout won't happen in a single day. It won't be one candle on a chart. It will be a wave. A slow, powerful, unstoppable wave. Driven by fear, scarcity, and the realization that the world is changing. The dollar's decline is the first domino. Silver's rise is the second. What comes next is the shift from old money to real money. This moment will be remembered, because years from now people will look back and ask, did you see the signs? Did you hear the warnings? Did you understand what the markets were whispering? The dollar is falling. Silver is rising. And the world is entering a new financial era. The breakout has begun.